It is 7 o'clock. We are going to call the Wayne Township Board of Trustees meeting to order for May 20th, 2025. Can I have a roll call, please?
You've made, Ms. Colvin?
Here.
Mr. Kaufman?
Here.
Mr. Jacobs?
Here.
You have a quorum, sir?
Excellent. Can we have pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I have approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, which would have been May 6th?
I'll make a motion to approve those meeting minutes.
I will second that.
Okay, all in favor for approving May 6th meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign, motion is carried.
Do we have any additions, removals, or disclosures from the posted agenda?
No.
Okay. Moving forth, citizens' comments. Sam, do you have any comments?
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
Moving forth, road department report. Good evening, Mr. Cameron.
Good evening, board. I only have a very short report, just one item. We've been mowing. So first round is done. We're gonna do a little, well, hopefully with the weather cooperates the rest of the week, we're gonna do some touch up before Memorial Day holiday. Plus get through the cemeteries, the office here, firehouse, you know, everywhere that the lawnmower needs to go. So that's about it.
All right.
Good.
That's all I have, unless you have anything you need to push towards me.
Thanks for planting the trees. They look
Oh, you're very
Well,
welcome.
trees look very nice. Thank you.
You bet.
Moving forth, fire department report. Good evening, chief.
Good evening, everybody, thank you. We had our hands-on training on Saturday with our new nozzles and hoses. They are in service and on the trucks. I think it was very enlightening for everybody. I think most people had a good time. Sam, did you learn anything?
A lot.
All right, so that was good. And we're gonna do that training a couple more times, just so we can get most of the people through, so. Josh Carter completed his EMTB and is state certified, nationally registered, and completed his protocol.
That's great.
He'll do some EMS orientation, and then he'll be turned loose.
Very good job.
good to hear.
Yeah. No storm damage around this area from this past weekend storms. We did have our LEPC drill with the Warren County EMA today, which was a simulated anhydrous ammonia leak. I think everything went just fine from an operational standpoint. I did not, other than coordinate and plan and have our department, the crews did everything. Assistant Chief Lawlich was the incident commander. So I let them do it. Couple little minor things that you learn with every single one of these exercises, you know, food to think about and stuff. So I think it went really, really well.
Good.
And that's really all I have. Oh, I did complete my Fire Officer 3 finally.
Good.
So
Congratulations.
that's it.
Excellent.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, chief.
Sam, do you want to do this now or later?
We can do it now. I want to say
Okay,
go.
sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've passed up everybody our program report. Yeah. So starting at the top here, we got overview. We got two options. We got the Boy Scouts of America Exploring Program and our Independent Township Managed Program. We got some key considerations. Insurance and liability coverage. The cadets would be covered under OTARMA and VFIS. The policy the township has. We would cover general liability, accident, and workers' comp, and there'd be no additional cost to the township, and that is with the independent program. Program control and customization, we have a local eligibility criteria, so like criteria to be a cadet, we customize that. Custom training, so all the trainings we want to do, we get more control of that. Direct oversight by the fire department and you guys. It also avoids external mandates from like, say, the Boy Scouts of America. We have registration fees and national standards you have to meet.
Okay.
Costs and administrative burdens, like I said, there'd be no outside fees and third party stuff. Simplified onboarding and background checks, less mandates from BSA. And then for more administrative burdens, it'd be lessened because the cadets would report directly to the fire department advisors. In this case, my dad, so it would be burdening chief and stuff, it'd be more.
learning stuff.
There you go.
I'm thinking,
It's not
chief,
good.
but okay.
You know, this vaguely sounds like a payback for the tires.
And then you flip over the back.
Dumb man, I guess.
Yeah.
We have community branding and ownership, and so this program operates under the Wayne Township identity. So we, in the community, will see Wayne Township cadets to help promoting the fire department, hopefully encouraging people to join the fire department or cadet program to get volunteers and part-timers. There's also enabled promotion at like township events or schools, so the schools will be in the schools. And my final recommendation is to create an independent fire cadet program, delivering the local control, cost efficiency, a full insurance protection, and a strong community engagement. That's all I got for you guys.
It's very good.
That's good, yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yes. Are we gonna need any, special equipment, like jackets or anything to wear?
That's where I was thinking the same thing.
Good.
Thinking
Let me just
apparel and uniform.
cross this off my list so I don't have to ask it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we do have there's a surplus of old out-of-service gear down at, the old station, that we could incorporate that, and then as our older gear, comes out of service, out of that 10-year service life, we would pass it on to the, cadet program.
Okay.
There probably is gonna be, some initial cost, uniform-wise and gear-wise, because on the scene, we need to be able to identify them
Right.
differently, so, a different colored helmet, whatever color we go with, and a different, placard up front. And then the uniforms need to be the same but different, so we need to have something embroidered like cadet or something like that, so there will be some cost. But yeah, we've got a surplus of gear, and then I can always, go around and find some out-of-service gear. I know, so.
Are we gonna have a special name for it, since this is gonna be, Wayne Township Cadet Program? Have you thought of a name you'd like to name
I figured it's the Township cadet.
it? Okay.
Keep it simple.
Got anything
Yeah.
else?
Fire
Okay.
cadet program.
Fire cadets,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know, perhaps the association might be willing to put some seed money in as well to
I
help
would hope so.
cover some of this cost as well. I would think.
So have you guys thought about, like you said, requirements, stuff like that, you keep stuff more local. So is there anything like terms that you would be looking for with some of the cadets itself? Like, we were talking about a cap limit on it to start off with, right? So first we have to find the people that would be engaged with it. And then the other part would be do you know how many that you would start off with, you think?
Probably 4 at max.
Okay, so 4 at the max. So the other question is, do you try to recruit for each year you go through, and then when does the cadet program end? I guess the other thing, like you got term, like not really term limits, but you see that,
Sure.
like,
Yeah,
is it when they graduate from high school, or is it, or what, I guess
Well,
what are some of the things you guys do? And then how young do you guys go down? Do you go down to 14, 15? Do you go to 16? I mean, that's just kind of curious.
I was planning at the next meeting to have a handbook. which would have
Okay.
a lot.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
All right.
And I'm sure somebody's already thought of all this stuff too
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, so.
Okay.
But
Couple
I like
things.
your idea of the independent.
Oh, I
think
do,
that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Well, I've been a lifelong Boy Scout, so I was in the Scouts, I was a fire explorer and stuff, and I'm a huge supporter of Scouts. But they do really restrict,
Mhm.
and it all comes from a liability standpoint, which I understand, but I think our own independent, as long as we've got the coverage, we allow them to experience a little more.
Okay, so they're gonna have a little bit more involvement,
Yeah.
hands-on.
Yeah. A couple things that I want you to think about for your handbook is they need to maintain a certain GPA. Doesn't have to be a 4.0, but it needs to be
Yeah.
at least a 2.5, I think. That's what I had, so,
well, I think the age out probably would be like 18. 'cause I think-
18, or when they get their certification.
Yeah, because then they can do the real deal.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, the ultimate goal is to graduate out of the cadet program and into
yeah.
the fire service.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, and then we have to talk a couple things about, EMS and things like that. When we get to the point that we need to have, identify however many people and then have a meeting with their parents
Yeah.
and then, so just, if you have any questions or wanna run it by me before,
Alright.
And
just stop by anytime.
would our training hours down at Warren County Career Center that we have available be helpful to this also?
I would say that, yes, because once they graduate high school and, you know, and if they don't go to the career center, because when they go to the career center for high school, they come out with those certifications, but if they're Waynesville high school kids or Lebanon high school kids, or and they're members of our department, they're already members, so they just go and their certifications paid
Yeah,
for.
so that could be like a benefit, you
Yeah.
know, hey, if you join this, we're gonna help you
Yeah,
along.
So do you bring up the cadet membership to us to, like we do for like a regular member, vote on them as well? Is that the same process, or is that something you guys do?
I think that would probably be up to us. That way, it kind of, I'll let you know that we have 6 cadets or whatever the number is.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, the other thing I was thinking of too is like having them come to a township meeting at least, and then,
Yeah.
then recognize them all as individuals here, and then talk to them about them and stuff like that. And go
I'm
to
certainly
that
up to that, it's like.
Not
I
saying we
said,
have to vote on it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's their program, I think it's great that
That'd
they
be
learn
great.
some civic, like what really happens,
Yeah, I think it'd be
civically and
good.
things like that.
I guess the only thing I would,
You're gonna have to have board approval
Yeah.
for the insurance,
and that's what I was just gonna say.
okay?
That's,
Not so much because you're not really gonna be paying them.
Right,
You
but you want them
you
to
can bring
be,
them,
to be bona fide,
yes,
so they're covered.
correct.
yes,
would be the
that's what I
thing.
was saying. Wow.
Yeah, so, you just bring a list of them, you guys want to, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
So
fine
we'll
with
have to
that.
have a resolution, yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam, we're good to go with this starting in August?
Probably, yeah.
He'd like it sooner, but.
No, no. So you're looking at it to be just a school, so during the summer, you think that, you know, they take that time off, you think that it's just.
I was probably thinking all year round.
Year round, okay.
Maybe the school year would slow down a little bit, because sports and everything, some stuff overlaps, and the kids.
So you have, it sounds like you have people ready to go.
I have a couple people that are.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I'm talking
I
about,
mean,
it seems like summer would be more like our time to really get into it. School year, just sports and a lot of things, to slow down just a little bit, but.
Good, cool.
Yeah, and I don't think we have a problem starting soon. It's just a matter of just having all your stuff lined up beforehand, so we don't get too rushed into it. Is the only thing.
But, yeah.
But that's good.
Good to hear.
Thanks, we appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Sam.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, Sam. Okay, anything else regarding the fire department? Okay, hearing none. Moving forward, the zoning department. Good evening, Stacy.
Good evening. Just a clarification on that Country Lake subdivision. So they were denied access to State Route 73 by ODOT. So that, I have put here that there will just be one access to Township Line Road, but actually they're asking now for a variance from regional planning in order to just have one access. So they are 2 lots over. If you have 49 or less, you can have one access. They have 51 lots, so they'll need a variance in order to just have this one connection to township line, so that'll ultimately be up to the regional planning. So we're looking at the reworked drawings this week. And I was very happy with the Warren County inmates. They came over the course of 3 different half days, more or less, and took care of all the edging and weeding and mulching, so plant flowers and a lot of things. They said they come back, they washed windows. They said on a rainy day, they can, if I call them on a rainy day, that they can come out and do interior windows if we want. So that was a nice resource to find.
Yeah,
And just a quick, the reconciliation for the magazine balances out to 52 cents a copy for the magazine. So revenue's down just a little bit, it just always is kind of back and forth, and so that's where we're at.
Excellent. Any questions for Stacy?
Mhm.
Hearing none.
I think it's good.
Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Moving forward, administrator's report. Good evening, Gus.
Good evening, board. Currently working on the Otarma August 19th renewal, getting in all of our changes and updates on our inventory and so forth. The sand presentation, I will look into. I know there's a checkoff box on that for whether or not we do have auxiliary or cadet program. So I'll get quotes on that. On the recycle rally, as we talked probably before the meeting, some of the invoices we got, the prices we got, need to get those ironed out, and then, say a cost of $9,000 to put the bid on, maybe causing us to take another look at it if we choose to do it again, if we can't get, additional funding. Still have our June meeting for hazardous mitigation for the county, and then, carryover from last meeting, was a request from the merchants, Maintain Old Main Street for their tree replacement project. A little more update on that. I think what was in that report, they were short a couple $1,000s. They were still waiting on approval from the village, I think, to plant those trees or to order those trees. And from what I gathered, it was a they wanted to do it all or not do it, period, until they had the funding. And a couple of people or vendors or whatever, I think that I talked about, that they had additional support from, I don't know if they've received that. They've not reached back out to me, but again, I know we didn't make a decision at the last meeting, so I don't know how you want me to handle it from here on if they do ask. Or do you want me to just say that I'll bring it back up if it comes about?
Do they have any support from the local businesses? Have they donated yet?
Yes, I believe the Chamber's made a contribution, and also the Merchants Association has made a contribution.
No, I saw
No
that.
specific.
Just saying.
Yeah,
Bleach, yeah.
so. But other than that, see, the only other thing I guess I have to report is that we got Memorial Day coming up, and so would like to remind everyone that there is a Memorial Day event over at the cemetery at 11 o'clock on Monday. It's usually a good program, and wish everybody would come out and attend.
So what's our discussion with this mom's committee? What do we want to do? If anything, let's make it official.
Yeah,
I don't want to leave Gus hanging, leave them hanging, so.
see how short they still are, maybe?
I don't mind donating a little bit to it. It is trees down on Main Street.
Yeah,
There are trees there. I don't know how many are still surviving from the last time they planted new trees, but, I mean, we've always dedicated something to causes around the area, right? In some degree, usually, whether it be fireworks or whether it be supporting other little odds and ends than even supporting the whole recycle rally last time.
What do we do at the Christmas in the village for like the candles and things like that, Gus?
Last year, 2024 was the year that we purchased candles, and we purchased them for 2 years. So I got an inventory for this year in the back room here, so we won't have to purchase candles this year.
how much was, do you remember about how much it was?
It was just over $1,000.
Yeah, I think it was right around $1,000. Yeah, it was like 900 before, so I think it may have been right at about 1,000.
So the thousand covers two.
That's $500 a year.
What fund would this come out of?
It would be, well, we got the,
Probably general.
well, it'd be general fund, but, yeah, the account would be, yeah, well, we could do that on parks, but we've got one that we put in, if I get my.
Yeah, we appropriated money,
That's for fireworks and all these other things.
yeah, for event type things.
Yeah.
Just like
Tractor show.
the tractor show is on, we did that here already.
Yeah,
It's on that list,
appropriation.
isn't it, tractor? We sure
Yeah,
saw
we were-
that.
Yeah, $500 for the tractor.
$500 for tractor.
My computer works, let's see here. General fund.
On, off.
Yes, It's the contributions to the other organizations. We got 11,500 there currently, but we're covering the Waynesville area Friends of the Parks for the Heisey Park Fall Fest. Out of that, the Warren County Regional Planning came out of that. Friends of the Warren County Parks, $500. Chamber of Commerce, 4th of July was $1,000. We got set aside in there. Legion, 4th of July, $1,500. And the Corwin Tractor Festival is $500. I mean, we've got money in the transfers out there. We can, whatever you guys decide on, we cover it.
It looks like we're averaging $500, probably somewhere between $500 and $1,000.
Yeah.
Per year for the,
Yeah.
under the 500.
Maybe 800.
I know, I was
probably
thinking
about
it's
the
good for
average.
500, but
Okay.
maybe 5.
500 is
Bid
fine.
500, Gus.
That'd be my max, yeah.
500.
Alright.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you making any motions?
I make a motion to donate $500 to the Moms tree purchase, or Mom Committee tree purchase for the Village of Waynesville, Main Street.
I'll second that.
Alrighty, since it's spending money, we'll go ahead and do a roll call vote. Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
and Mr. Jacobs.
Yes.
All right, this motion's carried.
Anything else, Gus?
No.
Thank you, Gus. Moving forth, fiscal officer report, beginning with Scott.
Good evening. Not a lot to report back. So obviously, we're kind of getting into a flow with the SCU. I don't know what you guys, your experiences thus far. We need to change things, but from my end, it's a wonderful
I love
existence.
It's
It's easy.
I had to get logged in.
Yeah.
Once I got logged in, we're rolling.
But it's
I like
dandy
seeing,
on my
I
end.
like
and-
seeing the stuff and being able to take my time and not feel rushed and,
I did reach out to SCView. I was shocked, and they went ahead and said yes, they would be willing to give us the OCR tool for 6 months to try out and so forth. So I would have never thought they were doing that, but so thank you to Diane. And I guess that just shows that they're willing to work with us. In fact, tomorrow they deliver all of our old documents back, and we're gonna store them in the old chief's office, I guess for a period of time until we make sure we don't really need them.
so is that turned on already? Is our 6 months started?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, alright.
yeah. And in fact, it came in, well, in fact, she had me research a receipt today, and I picked it up right away. Let's see, so we have return of the documents, there's that. What was else? The state audit, nothing else has really moved forward with that as of yet. The IRS audit, I think we're nearly, we're going to phase 2 where they're looking at vendors and 1099s and that kind of stuff now, but she seemed, her comment to me today was, I hope I don't have to ask for anything else or much more from you guys, so that tells me that we must be getting towards the end of that audit. And again, at least she keeps saying it's a compliance audit, so whatever they find, which we'll see what they say. Other than that, that's kind of where we stand right now with everything. Unless you guys have questions.
No, thank you.
That's good,
Appreciate it,
thanks.
Scott.
Yep.
Okay, moving forth, old business properties.
I passed you out where we were at, looking at 165 with some descriptions that we're coming up with. So I'm still working with, I can't think of his name. Tom, yeah. Actually, this last email I sent him, I'm still waiting to reply on, so I don't know if he was out of town over the weekend or what. I'm not gonna reply back from him on it. So as far as I got is what I passed out to you guys today.
So he's willing to be broker for us or help on that, or?
That is what we're
Ashing out.
hashing out, yes.
Alright,
I'd like his input on documents and so forth to put in the bid packets.
okay.
Any other properties?
We're starting with this one, and when he gets me those documents, then I'll transfer them over to the others.
Okay. Any other old business? New business, any questions or concerns with the bills that we have?
I have none.
No, no.
Do I have a motion to approve payment of bills presented?
I'll make a
Right.
motion to approve the bills as paid.
I'll second.
Okay, the roll call vote, Ms. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman,
Yeah.
Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
All right, this motion is carried.
Any, no legislation? No other new business? Any correspondence? No correspondence?
The correspondence I got was, luckily, was a legal suit that was
Oh.
from Wrong Wayne Township, so.
No, well,
Uh-huh.
don't have to worry about that.
Wrong Wayne Township?
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
yeah, it sounded like a tragic
Sorry
event.
for that.
Oh,
Yeah, township employee ran over a citizen.
15 pages of the phone.
You read the 50 page
Please.
Please don't be us.
Any elected officials' comments? I don't know.
I have none.
Okay. No work session needed, no executive session needed. Make a motion to adjourn at 7:26.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign?
I